Welcome back to a new video, guys. My name is Eric, and today we just got our new official trailer for Marvel Studios' Deadpool and Wolverine, which is dropping in summer. So what we're going to do in this video today is that we're going to find all the hidden Easter eggs, hidden details, and I'm going to be offering my own theories as to what I think could be going on within this movie. And yeah, it's just going to be a great time, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are new because it helps me out a ton. Much appreciated, and let's hop right into the video.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick-tick, so upsy daisy. Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
So we open the trailer with Logan sitting at a bar. He seems to be depressed. Top right, there's a Heineken beer sign. At the left, we could see this. It's a little Canada flag, which is a reference to Canada being Wolverine's home turf and Deadpool making fun of it in his movies.
Canada!
You're welcome, Canada.
We actually see a bigger version of the Canadian flag that comes up a little bit later on in the trailer. Seems to signify that this location is in fact in Canada, a bar in Canada where Wolverine is, and which Deadpool traveled to Canada to go and get Wolverine. There has to be some history with this Wolverine and this world hating him because this cashier says,
You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
I have a theory as to why that is that'll come up later on in the video.
I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about.
Not my fucking problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
Come again.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Next up comes the Marvel Studios logo, the red and yellow, obviously signifying Deadpool and Wolverine's colors. In the next shot, we see Deadpool and Wolverine facing off in what looks like to be a pruned junkyard or wasteland, similar to like the End of Time from Loki. We see the 20th Century Fox logo. Top right, we can kind of see what looks like to be the Seattle Space Needle that has also been pruned out of time for whatever reason. Next shot, we see Wolverine standing over Wade Wilson's body. We actually had this shot in reverse in the last trailer, which we saw only Deadpool's body, but with Wolverine's shadow over it. And now we are seeing Wolverine as if we're laying down, seeing Wolverine walk over us from Deadpool's point of view. And this is a cool metaphor on its own, as it's kind of making us see Wolverine in this like godlike frame, if you will. And probably this is how Deadpool sees Wolverine too, which is unfortunate for how Deadpool is about to learn that Wolverine actually let his own universe down, and he might not see him as the godlike and he might not hold him to the godlike status that he once held Wolverine at. In these next shots, we see Yukio and Dopinder from the previous Deadpool films, and then we see Peter, who brutally got murdered in Deadpool 2, which is somehow back, probably after the time shenanigans that Deadpool pulled at the end of the last movie. We see Vanessa standing next to Wade. And then we have a whole group shot of the whole entire crew, including Flying Al and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Top right, we can kind of see like what appears to be, I'm assuming, either wallpaper or like a birthday poster, because this is taking place on Deadpool's birthday. And this art is kind of like the old Disney's kind of art, or the Cuphead art by the looks of the faces and the eyes and the features. Deadpool tells Wolverine that he's about to lose everything that he's ever cared for, only for Logan to respond that that's not his effing problem. And then Deadpool claps back at him by saying, "Is that what he said when his world went to shit?" We then cut to a scene of Wolverine walking along a grassy hill with some stone structures next to him. And I actually think, folks, that this is his world that went to shit. I think that these are actually the graves of the old X-Men that he was a part of that died while on his watch. Because think about it, guys. Later on in the trailer, this new Mobius says,
Wolverine let down his entire world.
so what I think that means is that the X-Men probably fought some big villain like Magneto or Sinister or maybe Apocalypse, and all of them lost, all except for Wolverine. Maybe Wolverine was like a key part of their plan and ran away like a coward, or maybe Wolverine accidentally caused their death somehow, and that he's the only X-Men left, and now the entire world rejects him because he essentially failed them, and maybe that world is ruled by one of the cruel mutant leaders, or maybe another supervillain that we don't know about.
Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
Okay, next we see Deadpool and Wolverine fight, and it looks awesome. There's a lot of blood, there's a lot of violence. We actually see Wolverine go for a cock shot against Wade, and this is a callback to the first original Deadpool movie in which Deadpool tried to do the same to Colossus.
Cockshot! Oh, your poor wife!
Moving back to what Deadpool was talking about, the flashback, I actually think this is our chance, and I think we're going to see the original X-Men in their comic accurate costumes in a flashback. We're going to see them all die, and we're going to see Wolverine be the last one standing. And I think this is a great opportunity for Ryan Reynolds to have like done like a whole cameo shoot, because apparently there are a lot of cameos in this movie, and I don't think this trailer has shown us the even the slightest amount of cameos that we're gonna get. So I think we're going to see all the original X-Men in their costumes. We're going to see Cyclops in his original costume. We're going to see Storm. I think we're going to see Professor X. I think we're going to see all of them in their comic accurate suits. Wolverine tells Deadpool to go F himself like he did in X-Men First Class.
Go fuck yourself.
Excuse me, I'm Eric Lensher.
Sounds Xavier.
Go fuck yourself.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you do.
Trust me, kid, I'm no hero.
You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man.
Okay, our next thing we see is that we see Deadpool and a sleeveless Wolverine walking out to the street. Behind them we see the sign for Copperheads. So Copperhead is actually a Golden Age Marvel supervillain who regularly fought Daredevil in his Daredevil comics. On the blue building we see Liefeld's Just Feet. That is a reference to the Deadpool creator and him not being able to draw his comic character's feet all that good, hence the name Just Feet, to kind of poke fun at the creator, which is pretty funny. We see Deadpool fight a bunch of TVA agents with blood splattering everywhere. Then we get our first look at Cassandra Nova, who is the main villain of this movie. So if you guys don't know, Cassandra Nova is an X-Men villain from the comics. She is apparently the twin sister of Charles Xavier. And in the comics, Charles, I guess, tried to kill her in the womb unknowingly with his telepathy. So ever since she's sworn like revenge against Charles Xavier, which also makes Charles Xavier's cameo in this movie a bit more likely. But yeah, she's pretty much going to be the main villain of this entire movie. I don't know how big of a role she has because it seems to be more Deadpool and Wolverine based, but we do see her controlling Wolverine's adamantium claws, which is so sick later on in the trailer. Also, I forgot to mention that while we're on the topic of Cassandra Nova, she does have the same power sets as Charles Xavier, that being her telepathy and her superhuman brain, which is how she's able to easily control Wolverine's body. We then catch a glimpse of Alioth, which is the giant cloud that lives in the void where all the things are pruned away from time, and that giant cloud essentially consumes all matter that is pruned into the void. So I assume Cassandra Nova has probably taken control of Alioth somehow, and is feeding all these villains and other people to Alioth if they don't work for her. We then see a giant Ant-Man helmet open up to reveal a skull inside, but while that is cool, there was an Ant-Man helmet actually in an episode of Loki in the Void, so I think this is the exact same Ant-Man helmet from that episode, but that's not the main point of right here. Right here, there are a bunch of little X-Men villains that have been scattered around, and I'm going to break down for you guys right here. Right there, with the red tail and the red hands and the red face, that guy is Azazel. He appeared in X-Men 2, and he is a villain. I guess he seems to be leading a group of mutants over here. This villain right here, this is Lady Deathstrike, who you guys might remember from X2. And this guy right here, I think this is actually Toad, and he appeared in the very first X-Men movie alongside Magneto. So maybe Magneto might show up in this movie. I don't know, like I can hope.
Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die? Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Okay, these last few seconds of the trailer are actually my favorite moments out of any of the Marvel trailers because it is so sick and is synced up to the beat and has a lot of Easter eggs. So right here, our first clip, we see the car that is driving past with flames. That actually looks a lot like Tony Stark's hot rod that he owned. And you guys see this little dog licking Deadpool's face? This is actually a Deadpool variant called Dogpool, which is pretty cute because they actually hired an actual dog to do this role. This isn't a CG dog, so this is pretty cute that Deadpool has his own dog now. Finally, we have a big montage of a bunch of action set pieces on the set, and then we have our one of our final sequences, which is a tease of a duo team up with Deadpool and Wolverine. What looks like to be fighting all the supervillains. You can actually see Logan behind Deadpool in this frame right here. It's kind of hard to see him, but his yellow costume gives him away. We then cut to what looks like a cave. I think Logan actually might be living here and seeking refuge here. And we actually see like the giant mouth, the reptilian or monstrous mouth that we saw in the first trailer of Deadpool and Wolverine, in which Deadpool was actually sitting in it. So I think Deadpool was actually making himself at home and sitting in Logan's bed. Okay, guys, so this is huge. We see Deadpool and Wolverine jumping into, yep, you guys know what it is, a Doctor Strange portal. So what I think this is leading up to Avengers Secret Wars, which is one of the Avengers movies that Marvel announced. So if you guys don't know, Secret Wars is this comic book event to where a bunch of the Marvel heroes are taken by this all-powerful being called the Beyonder, and they are placed onto a new world called Battle World, where they all fight for universe supremacy and they all fight so that they ensure the survival of their own world. That is at least the new Secret Wars, the 2015 Secret Wars. In the original Secret Wars, a bunch of heroes were just abducted and taken to Battleworld as an already established place just for the Beyonders' enjoyment to watch. So I actually think that Deadpool and Wolverine are not going to Battleworld yet because I don't think the Beyonder has Doctor Strange's like powers or anything like that. I don't think it's Strange teleporting them to Battle World because I don't think Battle World is established yet. I think Deadpool and Wolverine are heading to the main MCU universe. Because if you guys don't know already, this whole Deadpool movie doesn't even take place within the same universe as the MCU. Like, what I mean by that is that Deadpool and Wolverine doesn't take place in a world where like we see Captain America, Iron Man. This is its own separate universe, which is why this movie is a love letter and a send off to the Fox universe, which is the old universe in which all the X-Men films were in. Those films were completely separate from the MCU. So this is Deadpool finally getting what he always wanted to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm sure at the cost of leaving his home behind, and I think his universe is gonna die because we see Eliath behind the Sling Ring portal in his massive form. This is the biggest we've seen Eliath, so I think Eliath is going to consume this entire universe, and the only way to escape is Deadpool and Wolverine jumping through that Sling Ring portal, them probably not knowing where it's taking them. But at the end of the movie, it's going to be probably revealed that they're in now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because we did get an art a couple weeks back of Deadpool and Wolverine walking through New York City, and which it looks like to be above them is Captain America, Sam Wilson. So yeah, at the end of the day, I do think Deadpool and Wolverine will finish this movie with them being in the MCU. And without further ado, guys, those were all the Easter eggs, details, and theories I had about this trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. I am beyond excited for this movie, man. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Please leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. And yeah, it's been Eric, and I'm out. Peace.